I had the opportunity to sit down with the Namaslay Babe herself, Miss Kiki Ura. And this conversation was so much fun. So Kiki was part of my Business Manifestival that happened in my private group called the Manifestation Queens in March. And this was pre-COVID, okay? She was actually traveling through, I believe it was Nicaragua at the time, but it was before she had to head back to Canada to do the quarantine and all of that. And we had an opportunity to sit down and talk about emotional manifesting. So this is where you are going to truly understand the inner workings of your subconscious mind and how that contributes to the emotions that you have, in addition to how your emotions contribute to what manifests and how quickly you manifest that into your world, as well as what you can do to change it. So this is a truly enlightening conversation for you if this is a new concept. If you're a subconscious mind dork like me, you will absolutely love it too. So it's jam-packed with all sorts of amazing info. You're going to love it. If you love this sort of content, I invite you to join the Manifestation Queens if you haven't already. I do a tapping Tuesday every Tuesday with an EFT tapping exercise. We also have a free coaching Friday every Friday where you can ask me any questions that you have about manifestation, about money, about business, about abundance, about whatever it is. And it's so much fun. So there's a lot of really amazing stuff that's coming your way in the next couple months in the Manifestation Queens. So I invite you to join. If you like this, also be sure to go to iTunes and leave a 5-star rating or a review. I love them both. It like totally warms my heart. It makes me so excited. I want to pee my pants every time I see one. I'm like, ooh, we got a new review. So go ahead and head to iTunes, check that out. And I love you guys. Welcome to the podcast. If this is the first time you're listening, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. And if you are a longtime listener, then I love you for sticking around. And I'm so excited to bring this to you. Have a great day. I will talk with you soon. Bye. Are you ready for this? Let's do it. Welcome to the Manifestation Queen podcast, your filter-free and uncensored source for all things manifestation. I'm Cassie McKenzie, and I'm a manifestation expert. I'm here to raise your vibes and your cash flow. Listen, I've manifested everything from a beer, a 6-figure salary, my husband, and homes, and more. And I am spilling everything I can on this podcast so you can learn how you can do the same. The more fun I have, the more manifestations appear, and the more money I make. So it's my obsession to show you how you can be, do, and have anything you want. So join the movement to raise your income and your impact on this world. Become a manifestation queen and create a life that feels like a vacation. Let's do the damn thing. Today is actually going to be probably one of the most useful talks about how to harness. Yeah, no pressure. About, like how to harness the power of your mind. Because if you follow along with me in my posts, and by the way, if you're watching this on the replay, hit #manifest, say hello. And, if you follow me, I talk a lot about how your thoughts become things, and your thoughts are really the key to how you live your life. Kiki is, since she's trained as a Master Practitioner of NLP, which she'll get into and explain to you in a little bit, she's going to deep dive into that. So you're really going to be able to understand how to use the power of your subconscious mind, of your thoughts, how to rethink fear and how it affects you on a daily basis, and then also your emotions and use your emotions to manifest. So this is going to be so fun and so useful for you. I'm really, really excited that Kiki, you agreed to come on. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I am so happy to be here. When I heard that you were hosting a Manifestival, I was like, this is a no-brainer. This is so on brand with me. I must be part of this.
Yay. I love that. See, and that was the enthusiasm I was going for. I think I talked about this yesterday where I was like, it was so easy to put this together. Like, obviously it's a little, like there's complicated
effort.
Yeah. But it never felt like work. It always felt like fun. But I also wanted people in it who had that like hell yes response. So be honest, like if people were just kind of like, I don't know, or what is this all about? Then I was just like, maybe next time will be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, I want people who are like, fuck yeah, I'm in it. I want to do it. Let's do it. Let's go. So, and I think that's why it's been so effortless and like so aligned, you know?
You have picked such a crazy, wildly like badass group of women, and I am just
Aww.
honored to be part of this.
Yay. Well, I'm honored that all of you guys said yes. I feel like I am the bachelorette on crack and that like I have, 13 girlfriends that were like, yes,
That's why I
can do
love you
those.
so much. My cheeks are already so sore.
Oh yeah. Good.
Yeah, good.
So, well, let me officially introduce you. Okay. So Kiki Ura and she goes by Namaslay Babe on Facebook, on Instagram, and with the Namaslay Babe podcast. So be sure to go follow that as well. But Kiki is a golden-haired globetrotter, a radical self-love advocate, spiritual and personal growth junkie. So like I mentioned before, she's a certified life and success coach, Master NLP Practitioner, and founder of the Namaslay Babe brand. So Kiki used to work in the 9-to-5, and she's now turned digital nomad who helps solopreneurs transform their life and business on the mental, emotional, and spiritual level. So you can check her out, like I said, at Namaslay Babe on Instagram, in the Namaslay Babes group on the Facebook, and on the Namaslay Babe podcast, which is blowing up, by the way, isn't it? Like, it's so new. I think you're like catching up to me on listens. I've had mine for like a year, but that tells you like how intention and putting effort and stuff, effort and stuff.
Alignment too. Like I feel like this is something. So when I started my podcast, it was something that I dreamt of doing in like January of last year. And it's only been out since November. And when I put it together, it's all in divine timing, right? It's comes the way that it's meant to come. But there was so much, I think, fear that I had around like putting myself out there and and I am not a shy person whatsoever, but new level, new devil. And I can't explain it. I am just so grateful. The last I checked, we were like 400 away from 6K, and it's only been out for like yesterday, I think was 5 months. And
so awesome.
Yeah. So I'm super grateful for everyone who has listened and subscribed and rated and reviewed and all of that good stuff.
Totally. Yes. It's so good. So definitely, guys, go check that out. You don't want to be left out of that one.
No.
A little bit of FOMO for you. So and by the way, if you guys are like running late on listening to the replays and all, they're all available for 72 hours, which means Lauren's is actually who Kiki stayed with also when she was here in Tampa.
Lauren, Megan, and I we are literally soul sisters. Like we are both MGs, we are both emotional authorities, and we are both Geminis. Like we are cut from the same cloth.
Oh my God. See, I'm an emotional authority too, but I'm a Virgo. So.
Okay. Well, you can still sit with us.
I can sit with you. On Wednesday, do you wear pink? Like, it's Wednesday. No, it's Thursday. Thank God.
Today's Thursday.
Cool. Well, let's get into it. So, and don't you worry, guys. I know I said I was doing some giveaways. We're going to do them at the end. I have my note. I told you I would do them yesterday, and I completely forgot. We went for like an hour and a half yesterday with Ashley, and it was so jam-packed with like awesome information that I completely forgot to announce, like, and do the drawing and stuff like that. So
I have to just like shout out Ashley. I am so proud of her. She was one of my clients, and I lost my marbles when I saw that she was going to be part of this. I almost cried. Like I was so happy, so proud, like very much a proud coach moment. So go Ash.
I love it. Well, whatever you do is magic, like she totally went in, claimed it, and said, I'm the expert from day one, which a lot of people don't do. And I think I'm discovering that is the difference between someone who comes out and just blows up And
She's been
people just
killing
kind
it.
of come out and then give up or fizzle, you know, like it's a
Yes.
mindset thing completely, which is perfect for our talk today. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, how do you explain manifestation? Let's just go back because I know like that's one of your favorite topics too to talk about. And so let's dork out on that for a minute. How would you explain manifestation? Like just
Yeah.
what is it to you?
Okay, so everything in this world is energy, right? We have these vessels that we are carried in, and yes, like they are a skin suit, but underneath all of that is energy. So what I want to give you is like kind of a couple hit points as to what you need to know around manifestation, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are like somewhat familiar if you're in here and you're part of the Business Manifestival. But number one, first and foremost, like what you focus on expands. Ooh.
Sorry, I accidentally hit the volume button. That was my bad.
No worries.
So
We good?
the meat suit and the vessels, that's where you were.
And so first and foremost, what we focus on expands. So it's really important for you to focus on what you want. And then, like I was saying about energy, like energy attracts like energy. So this one is super important later when we get to the topic of emotional manifesting, because your emotions play into your energy. And then whatever you are a vibrational match to is what is going to show up in your life. So if you don't like what's coming in or what's showing up in front of you or what your current reality is, you have to be working on your vibration. And then your thoughts have an energetic charge to them. The whole thing that we're going to talk about today is this idea of thoughts, emotions, energy. Vibration and frequency. And so you have to really be mindful of what is going on between your ears, because what ends up happening is that your thoughts become things. And if you really come to like slow down and think about it, is that anything physical in our reality was once a thought in our mind.
Yeah.
Your computer, your earbuds, these earrings, like this was once, you know, just in your imagination. Anything, your home, your favorite book, like despite the fact that book is like words in on paper, it's still something that first came out of someone's head, right? So this in and of itself is a manifestation. And this is the power that you hold as a human being. And it's something that is so exciting. And I think so many people put so much pressure on themselves and they worry so much. And it's like manifestation gets to be fun. And so this is why it's so important to understand how your mind works in order to be able to work with your thoughts and your energy to create an incredible life.
Oh, it's so true. And it's so like I used to feel weird saying like it affects your vibration because I was like, what the hell? That sounds like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, what is a vibration?
Yeah. But like we really are all energy. If you break it down to the teeny tiniest, down to the little atom, I mean, it's a vibrating atom. So even this desk, it looks hard, but down, you know, at the very little tippy parts, it's all like, you know?
Nothing is actually connected. You're not even sitting on the chair that you're sitting on. You're skimming the surface of it.
Ooh, that makes me feel good.
Yeah, girl. It might feel like you're physically connected to it, but at the like molecular atomic level, you are, I think it's even subatomic level. You are like not actually touching it.
So cool.
Crazy. Hashtag science.
Hashtag nerding out. And I love it.
Well, there it is. Joys of being on a main road right now.
No, it's totally fine. That sounded like nothing. I mean, you're talking to somebody who spent like 3 weeks in Bali. I mean, what you were experiencing is like what happens at like for like maybe a 5-minute time period between 4:25 and 4:30 in the morning in Bali, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely don't miss those days. was in Bali in 2012. And I feel like it was a far off travel that long ago.
Yeah, it's so cool. So now getting into like NLP, how do you
Yes.
explain NLP? You know, I think people might have heard it before, but I don't know. Like, I didn't even realize that that is what Tony Robbins was using
Yeah.
back at, you know, before I went to NLP training. And then we were like actually doing the pre-work for it, which was what, like 150 hours of pre-work just for the regular practitioner.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Luckily, when you do master, there's no pre-work.
That's what I heard. I was like, I think I can do that. That
You
sounds
can do
great.
that.
So, but how do you explain NLP to somebody who's never heard of it before?
Okay, so NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. And it is literally the connection of your brain and your words, the programming, right? Your subconscious programming. So what I love is that the CEO of Transform Destiny, Michael Stevenson, he has like a really cute kind of way of explaining NLP. And he says that it's like a lost user manual for your mind. And I think that that's so cool because what it is this language that is specifically developed to communicate directly with your subconscious. So when we're doing NLP, it's funny. It makes your conscious reasoning brain kind of say like, hey, wait, what? Like it gets you confused almost, but it's in that moment where it bypasses your critical faculty, which I call like your bullshit meter.
Yeah.
And so you're
Right.
true. So you've got your conscious brain and you've got your subconscious brain, and your subconscious is a lot. It's like 99% of your brain. Your conscious reasoning brain is only 1%. And in Transform Destiny, they actually teach you that it's like less than, but for sake of simplicity, I do 1 in 99. But then in between, there is this, some people have thinner critical faculties, other people have thicker critical faculties. And so we use NLP to communicate, to bypass your bullshit meter and to communicate directly with your subconscious mind, which is like the gatekeeper between the two.
Yeah.
Ah.
So cool. So, and, you know, like limiting beliefs, you know, there's so many different ways that you can use NLP to retrain your brain to think in a new way and actually create new neural pathways. And I found like a lot of the coaches that we follow, one in particular was using NLP techniques and didn't even realize it. I think she must have been somebody else, but I'm like, one time I asked her, I was like, so are we supposed to do this associated or disassociated? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know.
That's so funny. Yeah. So this is the really cool thing is that actually I will show you right now. I'm kind of like propping my computer up, but this is my manual, my Master Practitioner manual. It is a Bible, and I have been carrying this with me everywhere that I go. Like this is my part of my travels because there is so much goodness that is within this text, the original text. And what NLP does is has this ability to like communicate, but using all of these different techniques, which is super cool. So there is a technique for almost everything, or a language pattern for kind of just helping you like loosen your model of the world. And so many people, right? If you never do the inner work to release your programming, which you're programmed from the age of 0 to 7. So when you go through and you are taking on your parent stuff, and by stuff, I mean stories, like what you hear growing up. You're taking this on from your parents, your teachers, your primary caregivers, maybe a nanny, maybe your grandparents, and all of the things that you hear them say.
Yes.
You might not consciously remember, but they are subconsciously stored. So when you see your parents struggle with money your whole life, you take that on as truth.
Yeah.
Where what I love about NLP is that if you are, if everyone in the world is struggling with money, then yes, it's a universal truth. But if you are struggling with money and Cassie's not struggling with money, or I'm not struggling with money, or whomever, it means it's not the truth. It means that that's just your perspective on things. And so this is what I really love about NLP specifically, is that it's based on a template of like modeling. So everything from NLP is modeled. So if you can actually, at the bare bones, if you can just figure out how to model someone, and this is what we do in Master Prac, is we break a board. And I'm not even kidding you. I am the weakest person in upper physical strength that I know. And like my younger sister is stronger than me. Like everyone I know is stronger than me. I will never win at a wrestling competition, like an arm wrestling.
Me
But
neither.
I no. But according to the model, the process of modeling, yes, I could. If I could actually build my muscle and learn how a pro bodybuilder eats and trains and all of that, then yeah, I could. Am I going to? No. But we learn the processes, each and every single step on how to break this board so that it becomes so simple, so easy to do and effortless. It's like, oh shit. Like, and there were people in our class who didn't get it, like who didn't break it on the first try. And that's where it's just like your mind is in the way. And eventually they did all break it. But I was shocked that I broke mine on the first try.
Yeah, and like hearing about that exercise, it's so cool because wasn't it like your dreams and goals were on one side and then your fears were written on the other? And so you had to like stare at your fears to like, or no, you had to look past your fears to the ground, right? And then
because that is the biggest thing.
and it
They
wasn't
teach
like
you
a flimsy piece of like underlay, like
no,
floor. It was
it's
a very
thick. It's
board.
thick.
So
And they teach you like the biggest thing, and this is where so many people get tripped up when it comes to their mindset, is that they only see as far as they can see. You're only standing at the summit, whereas someone else has gotten to the top of the mountain. And so that is your truth, but that's not universal truth. And so the thing that you have to do is you have to go past the board. And the people who didn't get it on the first try stopped at the board. And this is the point. But we knew that there was space past the board. So if you can get past the board, then you can break the board, no problem. Like 6-year-olds do it.
yeah. So would you say like people's model of the world is really the stories they keep telling themselves? Or is there
Yes.
more to it? Okay.
It is the stories that they tell themselves, but it's all of the conditioning, the programming, the things that they have heard and accepted as their own truth. So it's not necessarily just I'm not good at this or I'm not worthy of this. It's what is all of, and like if you really want to get into the woo of things, what is all of the ancestral shit that you are taking on? So it's not just what your parents thought, it's their parents and their parents and their parents and their parent, right? Because if you don't do the work to break the cycle, you're going to keep perpetuating it.
Totally. Absolutely. I mean, that's where most of it all comes from.
Yeah.
You know, or you like take on somebody else's generational things because like they have these beliefs and you're around them so much that then you
That's
start
exactly it.
why like
That's exactly
it's
it.
so important to pay attention to who you spend time with because eventually their model of the world will end up becoming yours because you start to doubt yourself and those fears and those doubts can creep in to your subconscious and they're so emotionally charged that they stick a lot easier than the happy kind of like people make fun like, oh, you can't be this positive all the time. And it's like, I'm not like, it's not about being positive. It's about choosing to feel good in a situation where you could also choose to feel like shit.
I just posted it's so funny that we're talking about this because today, 2 years ago today, was like my very first kind of hit in spirituality, which my car got rear-ended. So you guys can go and check out the story on Instagram. But overview is that my car was rear-ended and I spent probably about 5 minutes bitching about it. Like my old self came up and was immediately, I had only just started personal development work maybe for a year, and then was getting slowly starting to get into spirituality, in which I was discovering about the words you speak and your emotions and all of this. And so my car got rear-ended. I was really pissed off for about 5 minutes. And then I was like, wait, it's a piece of metal. I have insurance. The driver wasn't hurt. I wasn't in the car, all of this other stuff. And I was like, fuck, like today's actually an okay day. Right. And then I realized that I had actually asked the universe to provide me, because the day prior I was running, or 2 days prior, my tire had sprung a leak. I was supposed to be traveling for work on the Monday. This happened on a Sunday. And so the Friday, my tire sprung a leak. Saturday, I was freaking out because I was living in northern British Columbia at the time. And I had to do an 8-hour drive on a highway that had no cell service. I'd say 90% of the drive. And so they patched the tire, but I was really scared something would happen.
Sure.
And I asked the universe to support me, and it rear-ended my car. So while some people would see that as a really bad thing and they would get caught in their story of woe is me and this kind of shit always happens to me, I was like, damn, Gina, like the universe showed up. And then on top of that, because I was appreciative of it, that was the very first time I was consciously manifesting. And at that time, I was attempting to manifest 11K in 21 days. I was doing the Manifestation Babe challenge. And I ended up getting a $2,500 kind of pocket of money because I found a car for dirt cheap. Like my car was a total write-off, got an insurance check. All of these things kind of happened, and I was left with $2,500 extra after everything was said and done. And I fully believe that would have never happened had I gone into the story of this always happens to me and playing the victim mode and not consciously choosing to shift in that moment.
Yeah. I had something similar that happened. Like, I don't know. It was actually 1 week before the Manifestival started. And my daughter's pacifier was usually on like this long tied together, like it was not a shoelace. I guess it was like a shoelace. And they were fighting over it. So I took it and sat it right next to my laptop. And eventually they wanted my attention. You know, they didn't want me to be sitting here working. It was like right before breakfast. So I was like, fine, I'll just stop. I'm going to go in the other room. I'll just have to do this all later, you know? And I went and I shut my laptop, and the little string was between the, you know, like the keyboard and and so it like shattered up the side of my screen. So it was like 3 or 4 inches of like black where I couldn't, and I
prove it.
Yeah. I freaked out. Like you asked my husband, like I went into this like crying fit of like, why does this have to happen? Blah. You know, like you said, for like 5 minutes, just a complete tantrum, like throwing my toys out the cart. And then I was like, okay, well, the Apple store is at that really cool mall with the Tesla and the Peloton and the Louis Vuitton. Like I do feel a whole lot better going there than anywhere else in like the greater St. Pete, Tampa area. So maybe we could just go and see how much like it would cost to get fixed. And so we turned it into like a big fun game like that. And then I start to reframe it like, I have something in my hair from being out with the kids. Okay, that's perfect. So I reframed it as like one of my favorite money manifestation or like money mantras is everything that I spend comes back to me tenfold. You know, like for unexpected expenses, like things like that. When like you go to the Apple store and they're like, oh, that'll be $475. And I'm like, I ended up getting like a whole new, I told her, I was like, well, some of these keys are sticking. What can I do about that? They ended up replacing the keyboard. They gave me a new battery. They gave me like whole new, like basically everything but the microprocessor or whatever the hell you call it.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I was like everything, all the unexpected things that come up, just if I pay with joy, then it comes back to me tenfold. Yes. And so sure enough, like there's just been like random checks in the mail, like here, there, and everywhere. And like, yeah, like random clients signing up and things like that. And so, and I ended up getting the computer back about 3 days prior to the Manifestival starting. So at least I had it to get the things that, and you know, I probably would have just sat here and like obsessed about everything. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. We start to like negative spiral. Yeah. It's like one little thing turns into this big drawn out production when all we have to do is just honor the one thing instead of letting our mind go and just say, oh, well, this happened and now this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And my favorite example to use is when you wake up in the morning and you stub your toe and someone will say, oh, well, now the rest of my day is going to be shit. Or someone will say, oh, my day can only get better from here.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you tried that on for size?
Right.
Totally. Right. So I think it's really important to start becoming aware of your conscious thoughts, and that once you start to reprogram your conscious thoughts, like once you catch yourself in the act and say, no, I'm choosing this thought process instead, that is when the more you can do that, the more it becomes subconscious programming.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. And I told my friend Melissa, she happened to be in town that day, and I was like, yeah, this is just how I reframed it. And she's like, oh, I like that. I can get behind that. That's good. That's good. Because otherwise, what am I going to do? Sit here and cry like for a week over $475, and then
and this is the thing is that
my whole vibe for you know, something that we probably would have spent on something stupid, like over the course of 2 months anyway. You know, like I need my computer, I have to get it fixed, you know, whatever. It's the conduit to being able to talk to you guys. Like this would have been a much different Manifestival with half of a computer screen. It would have like really pissed me off. Kiki, are you with us? Can you hear me okay, Kiki? No. So we're going to.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm back.
You're back.
Hi.
Oh no, not you. You kind of sound like a robot.
Okay. Hi.
Okay, that's good. Good.
Okay,
you're frozen,
you
but you sound. Yeah, you're good. Can you go?
I'm gonna stop my video for a second.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Because sometimes that makes it perfect. Yeah. Sometimes keeping the video off will help with the internet.
Now I'm big on the
okay.
sound. But no, that's cool.
Awesome.
So can you go a little bit into though, like you talked a little bit about fear before, unless you want to, you know, go straight into like, how does the subconscious, you know, relate to manifesting?
Yeah. So, okay. We were kind of chatting. So funny. We were chatting a little bit before coming on about, just like everything that's going on right now in terms of, you know, me traveling and the coronavirus and all of these things. And this really goes back to this idea of what you focus on expands, right? So when you are sitting and living in fear, when you are focusing on the things that you don't want, that is what ends up showing up more in your life. You can look at Mother Teresa. She once said that you would never find her at an anti-war protest. You would find her at like a peace rally, because she didn't want to put negative energy behind anti-war. It's like the war is the underlying focus. That's just like when you're focusing on getting out of debt, the underlying focus is debt. So you're actually going to attract more of that to you. So I have really been talking a lot recently. Yeah, I've been talking a lot recently about the coronavirus as like, kind of jokes on my Instagram and stuff. But seriously, like, if I have one more person reach out to me and ask me, oh my God, are you coming home? Like, I actually might flip a table.
Oh no.
Because I can't with the fear mongering. Like, I understand that it is, and this is not meant to be like a standing on a soapbox kind of thing, but I understand that obviously there are parts of the world that are severely affected by this, but I am, and as the majority of us on here are, not going to be highly affected by it. If you are healthy, if you are young, if you are someone who takes good care of yourself, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. And I will give you, I know this from personal experience, because in 2012, when swine flu / H1N1 was a big deal, I was diagnosed with it. And I am here to tell the tale. So please stop focusing on things that you are fearing. And I will give you another perfect example. And Cassie and I have talked about this before, is that I manifested cancer into my life because it was the thing that I feared the most. Right. It was something I used to give so much attention to, so much worry about, that I actually physically lowered my immune system. And this is what happens when we stress and we have worry, is that it doesn't do any good for our bodies. So just when you catch yourself in fear, when you catch yourself in worry or stress, try to flip the script and look at the positive outcomes. I strongly encourage you to stop watching the news. Like mute the social media people that are going absolutely crazy over this stuff. Like, do not pay attention to the doomsday preppers. Be more like the millennials who are booking the vacations because they're dirt cheap.
My friend just booked a trip, like a 10-day trip to Colombia from San Diego for $268.
Yes. Yes. It is an amazing time to fly right now.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you are someone who is healthy, you really actually have nothing to worry about. Okay, I'm going to try to put my video back on. We will see how this works.
I'm just sitting here staring at the thing.
Yeah. I think I just needed to like take it down a notch for a second. So this kind of pulls into the whole subconscious manifesting thing that you were mentioning. If you have been following me on social media for any amount of time, if you've taken any of my programs, you will know that I am a huge advocate of the term TFAR. And I believe that I got this from Tony Robbins. I can't take full credit for it. I think I took it from Tony. But what it stands for is thoughts, feelings, actions, results. And this is literally a very basic of how we manifest. If you've ever watched The Secret.
From NLP, to be honest, I think it's in the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind too.
Okay, so NLP is like there's an additional step to it, which I'm going to discuss. But what happens is, NLP takes TFAR like one step further. But if you've ever watched The Secret, it's like ask, believe, receive. And I think that that's an incredible way to like introduce yourself to manifestation. But if you've kind of done that and you need to like take it up a level, TFAR and what I am about to explain is the 5-part communication model from NLP. And so this suggests that we take in information through our senses. So through sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. And then what happens is we process this information based on a 2-tiered filtration system. I'll explain that in a minute. Then after that, the filters create our state via our internal representation of how that looks in our mind, coupled with our physiology. So if we are, kind of sitting ho-hum like this, or if we're sitting up tall, like if you are given bad news and you're sitting up like this, you are actually more physiologically prepared to receive that news.
Oh, we're losing you again. Oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry, guys. We're having a little bit of... Hey, wait, we lost you. Here, let me chat with her. Let me enter a chat.
Like this.
Wait.
Crazy, I know.
Wait, hold on.
And then finally, or sorry, this turns to be with a particular far, but
there. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Guys, my
Here, I can take your video.
Internet has not ever been this way. I am so.
No, you're cool. You just keep going.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
It was like right when you were talking about if you right when you get the news and you're sitting up, you accept it better, and then so continue from there, because that's the point where it just kind of like cut out for about 15 seconds or so. But you're all good.
Okay, so this is going. Okay, perfect. So this in turn is going to create.
What happens when you call in from an amazing place like Nicaragua? I mean, come on. It's not.
But you want to know what's crazy is that I literally just had a client call an hour before this, and everything worked perfectly.
Don't worry.
My goodness.
I mean, you never know. It could be like.
Thank you, universe, for the continued good internet connection and the improved internet connection. I am so here for it.
I'm here for it all.
Manifesting. So what happens is, based on our physiology, that's going to in turn create a behavior, which the behavior then obviously leads to a particular outcome or result. So it's similar to TFAR without being like, it's got its own NLP twist on it. So what I'm going to do is just break it down kind of step by step so everyone can really get a hold of it. So like I said, the first step is that everything processes in our subconscious mind as information that comes in mainly through our visual or auditory and kinesthetic, aka sight, hearing, and feeling. And then sometimes it also comes in through our taste and smell. And this is literally known as the language of the subconscious mind. Okay. Then once we take in this information, the subconscious is going to delete, distort, or generalize the information based on certain filters. So this could be time, location, mood, and I'm not going to go into all of them. But the three main ones that you guys need to know, like the top tier of this filtration system, is that deleting means that the subconscious doesn't send information to your conscious mind. So this is things that are just not relevant to you, like your blinking rate and pumping blood through your veins and swallowing and, you know, what all the actions it takes to put on your clothes or brush your teeth. Like that's actually just programmed into you. And the two last ones that I said are actually kind of generalizing, which is when the subconscious groups things together. So the physical separate steps of what it takes to brush your teeth, or tying your shoes or driving a car, things like that. That just gets all grouped together as one action rather than, okay, I need to unlock the car door and then I need to open the car door. Then I need to sit down. Then I need to adjust the mirror and put on my seatbelt, blah, 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 all of that stuff. right? There's a lot of steps, but the subconscious wants to put it all together. And then distorting is how I was talking about before, kind of like when two people see the same thing, i.e. money, as very different things, right? This is based on your own value system, your own beliefs. It could even be like an event where he said, she said, and then there's actually what happened. So that's distorting.
Yeah.
And then that's
three sides to every story, right?
3 sides to every story. Exactly. So then we go through and we filter based on time and location. So what is really important to understand is like if Cassie were to call me up at 3 p.m. and ask to borrow $5 from me, you know, I'm a kind and generous person, so I'm going to have no problem giving that to her. But if she calls me at 3 a.m. when I'm sound asleep and she asks to borrow $5 from me, I am not going to be so generous, right? So it's all of these different kind of hypothetical situations of like, what is your mood like?
Tacos.
Yeah.
Tacos.
Exactly. And like, think of your memories. So like if someone were to ask you if you want to go to the ocean, well, maybe you really love the ocean, or maybe you had a near-death experience in the ocean when you were 7, right? So like the way that a surfer sees the ocean is not going to be the way someone who fell out of a kayak when they were at camp, which exactly happened to me, even though I still love the ocean. But you know, like I had a near-death experience at one point. And so water was very difficult for me for quite some time, like the idea of drowning more specifically. So anyways, it goes in through all of those things. And then after the subconscious processes all of that information through all of those filters, it then creates an image in our mind, which is known as an internal representation, which is then coupled with our physiology to produce our state, like how we feel. So the first part is kind of like the thoughts, and then it filters through, and then now we've got our feeling, and then step 4 is to produce a behavior, and then based on how we act, it's either going to create a favorable or an unfavorable result. Right. So let's say that we have a negative feeling, it's not really going to motivate us to want to take action, for example, in our business. So this is why mindset is so important, and getting aware of your thoughts, because you have to be able to have the power over your brain in order to be able to be emotionally intelligent.
Totally. Yeah. To know when to stop it at, like, your emotions are your cue to tell you what the thoughts that you are having on a like regular basis.
Yeah. And this is the thing, is that a lot of people, they come to me and they're like, Kiki, I'm not motivated. And I'm like, okay, cool. But motivation isn't actually like a gland in your body. People are not born with more motivation than others. It's an actual choice. Like, are you going to do something or are you not? Or are you going to, it's not even, are you going to do something or are you not? Are you going to do something that's going to move you forward? Or are you going to make a decision to do something else? And so it's not having motivation, it's being motivation. It's the decision to take the action. And so we are subconscious creatures. And this is why taking consistent action towards your goals is what's actually going to create the motivation. So motivation is a choice that, when done repeatedly, becomes ingrained in our body, which is our subconscious. Your thought process is like your logic, right? So there's the logic of your mind, and then there is the emotion of your body. And so when you can logically take consistent steps forward and just do the damn thing, that's when it becomes ingrained as part of who you are. So you can say that you know something all day long, but until you actually take that action, until you become the expert, until it becomes part of who you are, you don't really see the transformation. And so that's where you have to meld everything together and really take the consistent logical action with your mindset in order to put it into your subconscious body.
Totally. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. It's the mind, body, soul connection.
Yeah. And like, I think so many people allow the emotions to get in the, like they don't see the result that they want yet because they're looking at their current reality, and it produces emotions that then end up with
correct
they don't want, and then they wonder why the results came.
But this comes back to the board example. This comes back to the board. You're blocked by what is the board. It's like going back to the Mean Girls quote, the limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist. That's right. Totally.
It doesn't. It's like, it's an illusion. Any block, your current reality is not actually your current reality. I'm sure I heard Ashley talking about like quantum yesterday, and like you're not, this version of you is not this version of you in an alternate plane of existence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what Lindsay actually was talking about a couple days ago, with like aligning with that version of you in the quantum that has what you want, is doing what you want to be doing, like all the desires, all of like the dream life.
Yeah.
It's out there, but it's just waiting for you to align your energy with it.
Yes. I love that. Absolutely love that. So like, when it comes to rewiring your subconscious, let's go back to this, like knowing.
Yeah, because like, let's talk about what that means, because you see, like, it seems like every single coach now is touting the benefits of their programs as you'll end up like completely rewiring your money beliefs and stuff. And I know, like, for people who, I remember the first time I heard that, I had gone through NLP training and I was like, ooh, that sounds good. I wonder how they do that. And I'm like, oh, like, on the same damn techniques that you know.
So funny. I got certified in May of last year, so almost 1 full year ago. And I did not start using NLP in my business until probably like October. So don't feel bad. At first, and this is the thing, if anyone's actually interested in getting certified in NLP, reach out to either Cassie or myself. We've got tons of information for you and we can help you get set up. But the thing about NLP, be prepared to go the full route, because I did my practitioner training and I was so overwhelmed by it. I was so overwhelmed. I hated maybe not every minute of it, but there was a lot where it was like someone was speaking an entirely new language to me. And I didn't like not knowing what was going on.
Yeah.
And I got really frustrated with a lot of the practice stuff. And like, I felt so uncomfortable and so out of my element. But when I went to Master Prac, everything clicked. Everything was like, yes.
Like, I totally desire to do that, because I had that same experience when I went through practitioner, and it was just so overwhelming, and I really didn't visualize things very well back then.
No, and this is what's really cool, is that you learn, we refresh, like, obviously everything that you learn in practitioner training, and then we go through and learn even more really cool techniques and the ability to, there's just so much. I mean, you saw the book, it's massive. It has a lot of like practitioner stuff in it, but the whole rewiring thing is literally like, at the end of the day, communicating with your subconscious mind in a way that does not make sense to your logical mind. So we go through and we can take you on a timeline journey where I did this with one of my clients this morning. Actually, she was talking about how she's really ready to get back into the dating game. However, she does not feel comfortable with her body. She does not feel worthy of dating. And she's like, I have to, work on my physical body more. And I said, girl, but when you work on your physical body, are you going to feel better when you lose 20 pounds? Are you get like, it's never about the actual number on the scale. It's about what's inside.
Right.
And so I had to remind her of that. And I said, so what is the emotion that's coming up for you around this? And she said, unworthiness. And I said, great. When did you decide that you were unworthy? And that simple question helps to shift everything, because then what we can do is take her back to the very first instance of unworthiness. We help her completely detach from the event. And this is the biggest thing, is that we live our lives attached to things. So then we dissociate from them and we put them so that we kind of position ourselves so that we are before the time it ever happened, and then we can release it. It's really cool, really powerful stuff.
And you have to be ready. You have to be willing to release it, not like do it anymore.
Oh, there are some stubborn people that I have worked with. Yeah. And it's really because for so long, this story, this identity protected them. You know, they use it as a shield to have excuses as to why they can't do something. But it's like when you're wanting to reach into your next level, that excuse no longer serves you. That is not going to, that's not what's needed at your next level.
Yeah, that's totally true. And, you know, so there's just so many things I could say right now.
I know, girl.
We're like an hour in. I can't believe it. It feels like 5 minutes. Okay. So what would you say then is the difference between just manifesting and emotional manifesting?
Emotional manifesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Emotional manifesting is really just taking it beyond your thought process, beyond kind of the secret, and really using your emotions as your guidance system for where you're at in the manifestation process. So let me see if I can actually I want to share my screen really quickly if I
totally. Yeah.
do it. Okay, so I have this. This is my vision board, by the way. So this is the emotional guidance scale. And I teach my clients that they must keep this everywhere. So many of my clients come to me because they want to become better manifestors. They want to transform their lives. They want to really up level in some way. And so when you can get a handle on this image, it is going to take you to the next level. So it's kind of shaped like an hourglass. And this is the idea, by the way, Abraham Hicks created this. And it's I discovered it in Ask and It Is Given, which is a book that Abraham wrote. So here we have like joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. These are very high vibrational feelings, emotions, right? So when we are in a state of joy, a state of knowledge, a state of freedom, like that just feels good, right? So you're actually vibrating or radiating this emotional frequency, this vibrational frequency that's actually quite wider than that of just a positive belief or expectation, right? That's kind of like ho-hum. Mm-hmm. And then as you work your way down through optimism and hopefulness and, you know, kind of contentment, you're neither really manifesting nor manifesting, you know, maybe some good things come, but some bad things come too. Whereas then you kind of work your way down into overwhelmment, disappointment, you know, you go to blame, revenge, hatred, and you start to widen this scale. So this down here at the bottom, fear, grief, depression, like this is kind of the state that we're living in right now, guys, which is really scary as a whole, right? This is what the media is perpetuating right now. And so if you see this is attracting more of this. This is why there is no hand sanitizer, there is no toilet paper, there is no wine on the shelves.
Can I ask, what is with the toilet paper?
This I don't understand.
I don't understand the toilet paper thing.
This I don't understand. But this is what I want to say to people who I know that all of the people that are watching this are very smart, but if you have any stupid friends, please tell them that other people need to wash their hands too. So if you want to prevent the spread, everyone's got to be washing their hands. So then when you're down here, you're really a powerful manifester, but you're not a powerful manifester for anything good. You're a very powerful manifester for all of the shit you don't want in your life. Yeah. So this is why it's so important in emotional manifesting to then label your emotion, say, okay, what is it that I'm actually feeling right now? And then turning to the scale and saying, okay, I'm in a state of anger. So is there any way like I can ask myself, what is the next best feeling thought that I can have in this very moment? Maybe it's blame, right? Maybe we could even skip discouragement and move straight into blame. I'm angry because so-and-so did this and it has nothing to do with me. Right? That is actually shifting your vibrational frequency. And so then, and I tell a lot of people too, when it comes to, let's say you've lost someone, right? Let's say you were going through grief. My friend just lost her grandmother the other day. And I said to her, I was like, please feel your feelings. Okay. This is one of the biggest things is that people think that they have to go from fear to joy. And this is not the case whatsoever. If you can go from fear to insecurity, that is a shift, right? Yeah. And it might not be the most epic shift, you know, but do what you can. And so if you need to sit in your grief for a month, you know, that's fine. But then, and you know, obviously some days are going to be better than others. Then when you get sick of sitting in the shit, that is when you want to go in and say, okay, you know, can I be jealous of like my friend's relationship with her grandmother and her grandmother is still around? And I'm kind of jealous that they get to spend more time together, right? Like that is a shift. So then over time, maybe it's week by week, maybe it's, you know, a couple weeks at a time, bi-weekly, you're checking in with your emotions every single day. You're labeling them, and then you're saying, okay, today I'm here, right? And you slowly but surely work yourself up the emotional guidance scale.
Totally. And I'm thinking, okay, look, when I was looking at that line, or when looking at the chart, there were 8 good feeling emotions and 14 levels of bad feeling emotions.
Oh, crazy. I have never noticed that.
Yeah, because like on that left side, it was just the left side of it, but the other one had like on both sides of the ladder going down.
Yeah. So there's definitely, wow, that's crazy. I have actually never noticed that before.
Yeah, I hadn't either until I was sitting there like.
Well, and I mean, it's hard to get yourself out of the shit, right? It's not an easy thing to do, but when you can kind of manage that, and when you can empower yourself to be aware of your emotions and your thoughts, you actually become an emotionally intelligent being.
Yeah, well, and you know, like when you can mirror this with like Lindsay's presentation the other day, I don't know if you caught it, but it was about Lindsay Dam was talking about quantum shifting your business and reality. And she has a lot of energy clearing and energy healing exercises in her private group. So like healing your energy leaks. And I found like when I'm whenever I get like Reiki, you know, like
yes,
like sit and have Reiki, like it helps me move through those emotions and process them and understand them. So
Lauren Megan just got certified in Reiki.
Who did?
Lauren Megan.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll have to go be her guinea pig, Lauren, if you're watching.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, it's because, you know, when I went to Bali, I was there without my family. So that was upsetting. But also the day before, I had to put my dog of like almost 14 years. We, you know, had to say goodbye to her because she was just struggling so much. And I didn't want to leave. As soon as we were getting back from Bali, we were going to South Africa. So I was going to be gone for like 6 out of 7 weeks. And she was just having a really hard time. So it was so hard to say goodbye to her. But like, I think I already had a Reiki treatment, like a session booked in Bali, like before, and that it just helped me move through those emotions so much, like process them. Unless maybe I was just ready, like I knew that the benefit of her being out of her pain was better than my, you know, like what's the word, like being self-righteous to just keep her around, like for my own satisfaction kind of thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's something a lot of the time too, like we talk about in NLP when it comes to releasing those negative emotions, the limiting beliefs, like internal conflict. We call it secondary gain, right? Like what is it that you're gaining from hanging on to this? And so kind of working through that first and then going back to deal with the emotions. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I also kind of wanted to mention is that your emotions are just states, right? So there is this power, and I just wanted to kind of show the power of NLP to the viewers, even though I can't see anyone. But it's really, I think like happiness is a really great kind of feeling or, you know, emotion state to tackle, because I have so many clients that are like, I just want to be happier. And because happiness is a state, it's not actually something that's outside of you. It's something within you. You don't chase happiness. Happiness just happens. And I'm pretty sure that every single person listening, watching, catching the replay, whatever, has felt happiness at one point in their life or another. Maybe they don't constantly feel happy, but there has been a moment in their life. And so anytime you want to get into a state, if you say like, you know what, today I think I can get myself to optimism, like let's say optimism, right? Or happiness, you know, you're feeling kind of content, maybe a little bored, and you're like, I can go for happy today. So all you have to do is think of a specific time that you felt happy. Okay. Go back to a specific memory, and we're all going to do this together. So think of a specific time that you felt so happy. And what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to float down into your body. I want you to see what you saw, hear what you heard, and really feel those feelings of being happy. And then when you start to feel that feeling of that moment, of that memory, looking through your own eyes, hearing those things, feeling those feelings, I want you to double that feeling. And then I want you to expand it even more, and I want you to triple that feeling and just get into that state of happiness. That's right. Feels so good. And then whenever you're ready, you can just come out, you can open your eyes and come back into the room. Right? Like super simple. Super simple. And you can do this any time that you want to do a shift up the scale. So even if you're in a state of blame and you want to go into disappointment, as much as that might not feel as much as, yeah, right? But it's going to shift your frequency, right? And so that's all you have to do. And it's really, really powerful to be able to, I mean, obviously I would recommend doing it for better feeling emotions.
Yeah, let me anchor in this
blame. But it's that powerful. It's the using your sight, your hearing, and your feelings. And that is the subconscious mind. So that's kind of just tying everything all together.
Adding that's why we say, when you're saying your affirmations, like if you're in a shit point of your life, like maybe, okay, when my computer broke and I knew nothing at Apple is inexpensive, then I wouldn't have sat there at that time and been like, every single dollar that I spend comes back to me multiplied. I am a millionaire. I am a money machine. Like, as I'm crying on the floor, like throwing my toys out the cart. Like, probably not a great time to anchor in that affirmation, right? But like, that's why you've got to get to that better feeling thought. And then that's when you get into state, and between your state and then your power stance, like get the physiology plus the emotion behind it. That's what had us. I see Victoria hopped on a bit ago. Like, she's been to Tony Robbins before. Have you, Kiki, have you ever been to Tony Robbins, UPW?
I have not yet.
Yeah.
It is on the list.
Well, we went to Tony Robbins UPW like this time last year, and had never been before. I'd heard of it. I had no idea what to expect. But on the very first night, you literally walk on fire. You walk on hot that are like 1 billion degrees or like 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. And let me tell you, those assholes brought a wheelbarrow full of fresh hot coals to bless me with right before I had to walk over, because I'm like,
oh no.
I've been sitting here for like, at least 30 minutes. But no. So it is like legit. Like, you are legit. Yeah, Victoria says, OMG, UPW is so good. So, but he gets you into state the entire day. That entire first day, after becoming an NLP practitioner the month before and going through all that training, I knew everything he was doing that next, the very first day of NLP. Like, he basically put everybody in a hypnotic trance and had everybody anchor in good feelings and had everybody stare at the ceiling and chant out loud about like cool moss. And before you could walk across the hot coals, you had to get in a state where you were excited and happy and empowered.
Yes.
And you had to like beat your hand on your chest like 2 or 3 times, and then like scream, like a power scream, that kind of thing. And then stare at the ceiling or stare up ahead, because that was another subconscious eye trick or whatever.
He put you into Hawkalau.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Duh. Oh my God, I'm so dumb. I mean, I'm not.
No, you're not.
My subconscious is, yeah, you are so smart. Oh my God, you totally. So,
I love you.
Like, we, cool moss. You had to just keep repeating that over and over and over again. And as you walked across the coals, and you couldn't run or else you'd get blisters, and hurt yourself.
Right.
Like that, like the entire time. He got you into state. He got you to anchor in those good feelings, that power, that empowerment, which now looking at the emotional guidance scale is the number one. Like, I always thought it was, but it says love, joy, empowerment. Like, anytime we basically feel power, love, joy is like the best possible state that you can get. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, you don't, because sometimes when you're like, you got to feel love. Well, I don't know. Like, sometimes for me, when I feel good about myself, then that's when I feel love for myself. You know what I mean? But I'm not like the kind of person that's going to be like, I love you, Cassie. You're so great. Like, that's just not how I communicate with myself. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's different. And
I feel most in love with myself when I'm like treating myself well, I'm in my morning routine. I'm working out, like I'm moving my body. It doesn't even have to be like hardcore working out, but like eating well and nourishing my body. Like, it's not necessarily just about the affirmations. It's really a holistic approach, and it's different for everyone.
Yeah, totally. So, and I am a fan of like letting the emotions go. Like, this doesn't mean that you have to run around trying to like feel a way that you don't feel. Like, sometimes it's really cool to just brain dump out and like emotion dump out, like all the bad, like this, if you're feeling sad or frustrated, especially frustrated, like why is, we're talking to business people who want to start a business or have a business or want to be a coach, like it can be hard. So there's times when you're like crying, you're like, why doesn't anything work out for me? Like, everything, like I fuck everything up. Like, why didn't this not work? Oh my God, when's it ever gonna start working? And like, you just get down on yourself. But like, just take that moment, put some like sad music on, cry it all
And just
out, get it
let
all
it
out,
all
like
out.
dump all of that out so that then it creates room for the good emotions to come back in. It's
Oh,
like,
I love that.
like forgiving yourself, like that takes the pressure off of your heart so that you can allow space for more things to come back in,
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love it too. And it
Hmm.
makes sense why that day when my computer broke and I freaked the fuck out, like it makes sense why then everything started coming back together. Like I couldn't be fake about it. I had to get that out. Like I had to get it out. And
And
then
that's the thing too, is that you have to, the only way out is through. Like
yeah.
you cannot stuff down, avoid, try to shelve. It's like just feel the feelings,
Yeah.
allow them, because that's when it moves faster. This
Yeah.
is the whole point of becoming an emotionally intelligent person, is
Yeah.
to honor your feelings, allow them to come through as they will, and
Mhm.
then when you honor them, they go away faster.
Yeah, totally.
The
Yeah.
whole point.
Yeah. Cause they're not like, think, think, think. Hey, remember me? I'm still here waiting outside.
Yes,
You know,
exactly. Are you going to let me in?
yeah. Hey guys, it's cold out here. Let me back in.
Peering through the windows.
Oh my God. Well, this is so good. And I love it. I love with the better, like choosing that better feeling thought. Like this goes a lot with money, with wealth consciousness, if
Yes.
you're having a tough time with money, like you don't have to keep telling that story. You just have to keep thinking a better feeling thought. Like if you're feeling despair because you look at your bank account and there's, it doesn't look like you'll have more than $2 after you pay your bills, then what's a better feeling thought besides despair? You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
moving up and up and up and up and up, like as quickly as you can, but as legitimately as you can too,
Yes, that's the thing, because if there's anything that's ever out of alignment, if like your bullshit meter is going to come up, it's going to be like,
Yeah.
nope, nope, and it's going to reject it. Right. And
Yeah.
so that's why so many people think that they have to go from grief to joy or sadness to joy. And like, that's not actually the case. That's not how it works, because your critical faculty comes in and it's like, yeah, right. And then you feel overwhelm on top of your sadness and grief and all of the rest of it.
I know, and that's no fun. But I'm
No.
trying. The sun keeps coming in to like an angel.
There you go. Just
Oh my
leaning
God,
back.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Is
let
there
me see.
anything else? Like, I feel like we've covered so much. This is so good. I hope you guys all brought your like notebooks and things.
Hold on, let me see. I would like to come back on video, but I can't because you stopped my video.
Oh shit. Oh my God. No, did I? Oh no. Did I? Wait, hold on. How do I? Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Do that.
Hi guys.
Yeah. I thought I didn't know that that's what it did. I didn't mean to do that. I mean, I was trying to help you out.
I also just noticed that you have this on air little sign on your wall. That wasn't there when I was there.
No, that my brother Robbie got that for me for for Christmas. So he
cute.
no, he meant for it to go outside the door, but I was like, that's just gonna be like a lighthouse, like beckoning
Yes
to come into the room, which are my children. So
you are very smart in that assumption.
yeah, so I was like, but it's perfect for here, especially doing the podcast and live streams and then Manifestival. I love it. It's so fun.
Oh my goodness. Do you see this? There's a little rainbow light.
I do.
Cassie! Cassie knows that rainbows are my sign. So she also, and dolphins. She sends me, she channels my spirit animals for me.
Oh my God, I can channel things. I love it. Holy shit, that's so cool. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And guys, if anyone has any questions, if anyone wants to learn more, like please DM me, reach out. I am always happy to talk about this stuff. Let me know that you found me through the Business Manifestival, please and thank you, just because I get so like I am now getting very I am so grateful, but I am also getting like very sick of my 500 friend requests a day. So if I don't know you, I'm not adding you. So please tell me that you found me here.
Yeah, it's so hard to know. Yeah, because I'm like, did I miss somebody that I actually know, or that wants to connect? Send me a DM too,
Yes.
or you know what I mean? Like to say, hey, because otherwise,
absolutely.
It's like, would you like some coffee?
Oh my goodness! And the people that I have 450 mutual friends with, I'm like, you're not my ideal client.
No, I don't really know. I'm fine.
No.
I think CBD oil, I'm good. But if you sell it, that's great. I love it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So I've got special questions for the lightning round. Are you ready?
I didn't know there was a lightning round.
There is. Everybody's like, I've put everybody through this, and you bet your sweet ass Melanie Ann Layer is going to go through this one too.
Oh, yes.
Everybody's doing it.
Okay, I'm here for it.
So, what is your favorite way to celebrate?
Champagne.
Me too.
100%. I love a good glass of bubbly.
I you on that one. I feel like we should high five.
I love it.
That was fun. Okay.
That was fun. That was very fun.
Very, very fun. Great job. Okay. So, are you with us still? Oh my God. I think did I freeze her again? Here. There we go. We'll take a picture while doing that.
Okay. Here today.
Okay, there you are.
Okay. Oh, no. I'm frozen again.
No, you're good. I can hear you. I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So how many countries have you been to? I think you're going to win this one.
Have you been asking everyone or just between you and me?
No, I've been asking everybody.
I think Melanie Ann Layer is going to win, but I have been to 44 countries.
Ooh, that's right. You can get to 50 by next month.
Not next month, by the end of the year. Fingers crossed. I don't know with this whole Corona thing.
True. Okay. What's your next travel destination?
It was originally going to be El Salvador, and then they just closed their borders for 30 days, despite the fact that they don't have a case of coronavirus. So I am just staying here right now. And then when I get back to Toronto, I'm going to British Columbia to celebrate my birthday with my baby, my fur child.
Oh, cool. And then after that, what do you think, what's going to be your next country?
Oh, I haven't thought that far in advance.
The life of a nomad. Okay.
The life of a nomad.
Love it.
I'm just like bouncing in and out of the video game, by the way. I see you like kind of starting to crackle up. So I turned the video off.
That sounds fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy Fallon or Justin Timberlake?
Wait, what? Even a comparison? What? I thought you were going to say Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, which is obviously Jimmy Fallon.
Okay, definitely. So I'm guessing this is obviously Justin Timberlake for you.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Always.
Okay. What's the best thing you've ever manifested?
Shit. Lots. I've manifested, okay, not to sound super corny, but like this lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, Lindsay said the same thing with like her life. She's just so happy to manifest that life after everything she's been through. So
that is exactly how I feel. There have been some really cool things that I have manifested, but overall, just like I really had this idea of how I wanted to live my life 3 years ago, and now I'm living it, which is incredible.
So good. I love it.
Yeah.
And then what is your number one go-to money manifestation or money mantra?
The more fun I have, the more money I make.
I love it. That's such a good one. Very, very nice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So good. Oh, well, thank you so much. I just want to tell everybody, if you guys are late on the replays, don't you worry. You can get them all inside the Manifestation Queen experience. So if you've been,
Woo!
I know we've had some like a lot of new people join, like from like day to day, and so you might not have known that you can go watch the replays in there. And that's my new monthly membership. I'm so excited because this is where you can create your most amazing and abundant life yet. Because I know how it can be to like, is this the theme of this week seems to be like who you surround yourself with really determines what you get out of life and like how you react to situations, right? Because you could have people that you think are going to be supportive of you and like they're not happy for your success. This seems to be happening to a lot of my like a lot of the biz besties and things, going through this. But then also, if you do have the right people around you and that are supportive and are like helping you grow in your mindset and helping you grow and calling you out on your bullshit, or like, helping you grow in ways that you can't do yourself, like to me, that's what this is all about. So, you can like make your own life exciting. You can keep all the good stuff coming, call in all the abundance. And so that's what my goal is for this experience. And as a bonus, like you'll have all the videos from the Manifestival, which at this point, it's looking like it's going to be like 16 hours worth of content.
Holy, that's insane.
Yeah. Because like a few of them now, like this week especially, have gone over an hour, like hour and a half. So, but like the information has just been so good.
There's so much goodness.
I'm not going to cut it off. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Well, when there's the information to share, it doesn't matter the time, in my opinion.
Yeah, samesies. So I'm so excited to be able to do that. And there's information about it at makeoveryourmindset.com/queen. But this is the first call will be next week because I'll be doing like trainings on a new topic every month. But we'll be doing wealth consciousness, like building your wealth up and building, your money mindset to make it like super strong, and teaching you everything that I know, like sharing all my secrets, which
all the inner juiciness.
Yay! Look at this. I'm like, what is happening? So
beautiful.
Let me know if you guys have any questions about that, and be sure to follow Kiki. Oh, and don't let me forget. All right. So I have the giveaways. I've got all the names in the hat of people who have shared like on Instagram that they were going to come watch the videos, like participate into the Manifestival. And I think what I'm going to do is anybody like moving forward for like, as we end this week, I'm going to go through, and anybody from now on who comments or likes any of the videos and things, you'll get a name in as well. So
yes,
that'll be good.
I love this hat.
I know, like I've had it for a long time, but I haven't worn it because it's wool, and
you live in Florida.
I live in Florida, but I bought it when I was in California, and I don't know why.
It's very Coachella-y.
I know, maybe that's why. Because as soon as I went to Coachella, then I came back and I was pregnant, and I was like, well,
hey.
Okay. So let me go. This will be so the two prizes I have today are a 3-month membership in the Manifestation Queen experience. And then actually I'm going to do that for 2 people, because that is all. Then we're going to have the Manifestation Queen abundance, whatever it doesn't matter. The goals AF bundle. So I have, let's see, let me pull a name.
Can I also get entered into this prize thing?
Would you like to? Yes, I should enter in all the speakers since you guys shared too. Yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to make a note. So like for the next one, I'll add the speakers. Yeah, this is gonna be in a great way. Okay,
I want 3 months in the experience.
Yeah, would that be fun?
Hell yeah.
So this is Walnut Wednesday on on Instagram. I'm gonna have to find. I can't remember what her real name is. Like, hold on, let me go back and see.
I was going to say Walnut is quite the hippie name.
Oh, great. Oh yeah, Laura. That's what it is, Laura.
Congratulations, Laura.
Yes, Laura G. Yay! She's so sweet. She's not in here today, but she was here yesterday. And a few other days. So Laura G, you got it. You're in for 3 months.
Whoop, whoop.
3 months. I'll make an announcement. And then let's do the other. Wait. Melissa Maya. Oh my goodness.
Yay!
Like, I wrote it on some special paper.
Yay, Melissa.
Yay, Melissa. Okay, I'll have to take a picture of my like super
amazing. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So okay,
good.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited. I hope you guys really enjoy this, and thank you, Kiki, so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And have fun down there. Stay safe.
Always.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
That's not much.
I know, right? Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Thanks a million for choosing to push play on another episode of the Manifestation Queen podcast. You truly amaze me, and if this episode blew your mind, then please leave a 5-star rating and a quick review on iTunes so more people like you can become manifestation queens too. See you next time.